Hi y'all, I'm Amanda. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm showing you part 2 of the Torrid items that I picked up in the month of October. This is a combination of clearance as well as new releases, and in usual form and typical for this size range, there were some hits and some misses. For size reference, I am a Torrid 6 or 30 in the bottoms and a 5 or a 6 on top. I am 5'4", and I wear a 48D or a 50C bra most of the time. I'm a little big for the 6s or the 30s. In the jeans or the closer fit trousers like the aviator pants or cargo pants that are made out of like a stretch twill material, I don't know if it's me being too big or if it's them being cut too small, but I can fit into other Torrid pants and like suiting pants just fine and cannot fit into those. If you're interested in seeing what I picked up and how it fits, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Peekaboo Sweater. This has been on Torrid's clearance for quite some time, and I was very interested in the color, but I was worried about the fit since I'm a little smaller in the top than the bottom. So as you've seen in the try-on portion, or will see in the try-on portion, the hip of this sweater is pretty snug. It's a really nice thin gauge knit with the tighter weave in the sleeves so they don't actually come over my hand, which is a big pet peeve you've probably heard me rant about a number of times if you've been here for a little while. The only real true con to this sweater is, again, kind of a me problem. The peekaboo here is just a little bit too big. Like, I need this material here taken out because this is really on the verge of showing my bra if I twitch the wrong way. It's not a big deal when I'm not at work, but if I wanted to wear this on like a video call, or if I actually wore this, I wouldn't wear this into the office, so I'm not even going to reference that. But it is, in person, it's very cleavagey. So this would be like a great date night sweater or first date sweater, girls night out sweater, but I really like it. It was, you know, 22 bucks or so I think on clearance. I was really satisfied paying that. If I didn't say it already, this is a rayon nylon blend, so it's nice and smooth, lightweight again. I think it'll make a great layering piece for fall and winter. I think this would even look cute maybe with like a button-up shirt under it. I don't know, maybe not, but I think I could experiment with this and see what all is possible. So I'm going to give this 2 thumbs up, and I highly recommend. This is Torrid's trucker jacket, but it has a little bit of a peplum or a swing cut in the bottom, which is perfect for builds like mine. This needs to be washed a couple times. I think it's a little stiff, but it does have really nice stretch to it. It just has a 2-way stretch, so it's not gonna get like long and out of shape if you go out in the rain, but it does stretch this way, which I always appreciate. This one has like a silvery smoke colored buttons, if that matters to you. And when I'm standing up, this would button all the way up if I wanted to. As usual for me, the sleeves are pretty long, but I don't mind rolling them up. Yeah, these are perfectly cute rolled up. This is not as lightweight as the Tencel denim jacket that I tried on earlier this summer, but since this was released for fall, they're obviously thinking about fall. It's a great weight, especially layered up with a sweater. It's in the upper 80s today where I am. Even with the air conditioning on, I'm sweating. So this is a warm jacket, and I give it 2 thumbs up. I really love the fit. This is a poly cotton rayon blend with 2% spandex, so it does have that really nice rebound, and I'm really glad I picked this up. I wanted to show you this stretch lace top. that I picked up on clearance. This one and a black version have been on clearance again for quite some time, and this was extremely cheap. I'm thinking it was less than $10 cheap. This top is not very long, and that might be why it didn't have appeal to a lot of people. Even with my apron belly removed, it still shows a little bit of that region and the big bulges in my thighs. However, I do have some jeans I think this would look really cute with if I didn't want to dress it up, which is probably how I would wear it. And I also got it to match the lovely ivory suit that I showed in a previous meeting. Now, I haven't had this altered yet, but I did want to show you. I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera. These both came in the color Pristine, so I figured they were color matching. And it's probably just because they're a different fabric and they reflect the light differently, but these are ever so slightly different tones. I don't think it's anything that anyone would really notice, and I personally don't care if they notice. So I did want to show you these together. I think this would be really cute for like a date night or maybe an art show or something like that. So in the standing view, I have or will show you the look with the blazer, which was also on clearance and probably still is. And if it is, I'll be sure to link it below. But I think even with the ivory or the pristine colored trousers, this would be quite a stunning outfit. Let's take a look. So I've mentioned numerous times that Torrid's jeans and skinny cargo pants and like aviator pants don't work for me in my bottom half, even though some of the trousers do. I don't know why Torrid cuts some of their bottoms so much smaller than the other pants. Evidently, being too small extends to skirts made out of denim. So I figured this probably wouldn't work for me, but it's something I've been craving in my wardrobe and looking for quite a while. So I figured I would give it a shot, and it was not even close. So this is a very straight cut skirt, and I'm a very not straight person. They call this their midi skirt with a front slit, and even if it had worked, I think I probably would skip it. I'm going to show images, I'm sure. This skirt in the front, the way the slit is cut, comes open. It's not just like a straight slit that would kind of move as you walk. It actually is a little bit open. And when you are fuller in the bottom and you sit down and everything spreads, it has a tendency to make your skirts gape open and get shorter. So this having a slit all the way up higher than the knee would probably be very revealing when you sit down. So from that perspective, it might have been a little bit of a design flaw. I think I saw that Universal Standard is offering longer denim skirts if that's something you're in the market for. I may well check out myself, in which case I'll be sure and share it with you. The grain on this skirt is really pretty. It has a frayed bottom, so it would have been great. This would have looked stunning with a lot of things in my wardrobe, even like, you know, casual football t-shirts or the nicer, like the pink sweater with the peekaboo. So unfortunately, this was a flop, but if you are smaller in the hip and the butt and the belly than I am, you should probably give it a try and see if it works for you. And if it does, you are very lucky. Let's get on to the next item. Hi y'all. Different day, different look, and I don't know why in early October I thought it was the time to wear white jeans, but here we are. The item I'm trying on for this portion of the haul is this Crinkle chiffon shirt. You can see that it's got pretty deep of a cut in the front, same in the back. In fact, I have not looked at the back yet in my big mirror, but I would imagine this probably shows my bra since I wear the 360 back smoothing that has like the ballet cut. I'm sure I've said numerous times in this video and in prior videos that my bottom half is a little big for a size 6, my top half is a little smaller. So on me, this shirt is cut kind of like a typical peasant shirt where it has some pleating up around the bust, and then it's just a full body and comes pretty straight down. Torrid says from their size 2 that this length is about 28 inches from the shoulder. I think on me, the size 6 is probably about 31 inches just based on where it looks, but I did not measure it. The sleeves are pretty ample, and the underarm hole is also pretty roomy, which doesn't typically bother me. I don't mind layering up or just keeping my arms down for the most part, but that is something to note if it bothers you. This is a purely woven non-stretch material. It really doesn't even have like a comfort stretch to it. It is though machine washable, which is great. And as you will see in the full length shot, this is a fairly sheer shirt as advertised. They did state on the website that this is a semi-sheer. Sorry if you can hear my cats playing. I am wearing a flesh colored bra, so I think that helps disguise the sheerness a little bit. But I'd imagine you can probably see my jeans through it. That's not something that's a real big deal to me, but it might be to you, so that is something to note. The other thing is the neckline on this I think is beautiful, but it is so open that it might make it hard to layer up another shirt. I'm not in particular danger of this falling off of my shoulders, but it does sometimes pucker in the middle and kind of sag down a little. But again, that's a me problem, not a Torrid problem. I think this is designed great for the women who are more conducive to this shape of clothing. It's a perfectly lovely shirt. The olive green color of this is on sale at the time of filming for $28.98, whereas this color is still $45.90. But today at least they're having a flash sale for 50% off of $200. I may or may not have taken advantage of that for my next haul. But they're also doing 40% off of everything if you don't want to spend that $200. So $28.98 minus 40% would give you a really nicely priced shirt if you want the olive, which I think I might prefer. All the jibber jabber done, let's take a look. The next item I have to show you is this very cute Christmas light sweater. This is really long, like tunic length. As you will see in the try-on, it is also really soft, and unfortunately I think this is another one of those random sweater finds where maybe a store is closing or someone is returning inventory from their clearance section at a store and they get these one-off items in the warehouse. That's the only thing I can think of. This was a sweater I wanted last year or the year before, whenever it was available, and I missed out on it, so I was really grateful to find it on clearance. The description for this one says it is a rayon poly nylon blend. It is, as I said, very soft. It does not have that cottony feel like where you can stretch a sweater out and make it fit a little boxier, so this one does have just a little bit of cling factor in my little prednisone pot belly, but I still love it. It is really thick, really warm. I've been lucky enough to pick up a few of these one-off random sweaters in my last few hauls, as you probably have seen. So I'm really pleased to add this one to my collection, and it will be really fun to bring out later this year. I would guess this comes down about 34 inches. Torrid says in their size 2 that it measures 30 inches from the shoulder. I would guess it's probably about 34 inches on me. It is machine washable, and they call this a tensile knit sweater fabric, and then in another listing they call it a Jacquard. I may have my fabrics wrong, but I'm confused at the use of both of those words. This to me is an intarsia knit. This is the inside I'm not sure what they mean in the description. Perhaps tencel just simply means it has a high rayon content. But whatever it is, let's take a look. I am still wearing my white jeans, so please forgive the mishmash between summer and winter while we're squarely in the middle of fall. Let's take a look. The next item I'm showing is a faux leather midi skirt with a little bit of pleating to it. In this size 2, Torrid says it measures 29 inches from the waist. On me, it is a few inches longer than that, which is great because I like skirts or capri pants or whatever that are long enough to cover the bulges of lipedema in my upper calf, but it's not quite full length, which I think is great. Makes it a little less formal. This particular faux leather is a 95% poly, 5% spandex blend. They call it the polyurethane faux leather. This is machine wash on cold, line dry. The skirt overall is good. It's a little bit noisy, which is kind of to be expected with most faux leather, fabrics. This one is really thin in a good way. It does have a little bit of stretch to it if you needed it, but the waistband is really, really roomy. That makes the hip really roomy. Compared to some other skirts I've picked up from Torrid in the last year or two, this one is a little on the generous side, which I think is great. It gives more folks options that might not otherwise fit into Torrid clothing. The waistband on this is not an encased waistband. It's just an elastic band that goes all the way around. And the skirt is stitched to it, but it's perfectly comfortable. It didn't pinch or pull on anything. My one concern with this is, number one, it smelled horrific when I took it out of the packaging like fish. That is also not super uncommon with polyurethane faux leathers. It's been out for a few days and the smell has pretty well dissipated. Thank goodness, because I thought I was going to have to return it. The other issue that I think is kind of resolving is that I wanted to preserve the pleat in this fabric, but it came to me folded, which makes sense, but the fold crease is horizontal, whereas the regular pleats are vertical, and I'm having trouble getting the horizontal fold crease out of the skirt without doing anything to damage the pleating. I don't know. I haven't sprayed this with water yet. I've just left it hanging, so maybe spraying it would work, but I'm worried that I might lose the pleats. And I think it's okay if it lost the pleats altogether and it was just like a smooth faux leather, but I'm not sure. Like a halfway pleated skirt is really what I'm going for in terms of a style statement. So we'll see. Overall, I do recommend this skirt. I think it's a great option, especially if you are on the larger end of a size 6 and you have trouble finding things that fit you typically. I think this is one that would work for you and is worth checking out. Let's take a look. The next couple of items I have to show you, I'm showing you as a pair. The first you have seen in a prior video. I bought Torrid's slip dress in their black Jacquard, maybe in my last try on or the one before that, and I had to pick it up in the lion color. First of all, I love the description lion. It is apt for this color. So in the size 2, this measures 52 inches in length. I'd say that's pretty close to the actual length of the size 6. This is another one that comes down just a smidge below mid-calf on me, so it does for the most part cover my little lipedema bulge. This is in a machine wash fabric. The dress in this color kind of highlights my little prednisone pooch, so I'm not sure I'll keep this one. I am pretty smitten with the color, but I also have this color and other things, and I don't work in the office, so I don't need dress clothes as much as I used to. So we'll see. It certainly is worth keeping. This material is 97% poly, 3% spandex. It's hard to tell while I'm sitting down where I have the camera angled, but this does have lace across the bust as well as underneath. And this is sewn on top. It's not actually like a see-through peekaboo lace like a real negligee would be, so this is totally wearable out in public. So the item I'm wearing over this is a textured knit dolman wrap. Dolman, if you're not familiar with that term, is just how the sleeves are cut and sewn together. This does have quite a bit of extra material in the body between the arm and like your waist area. I like that kind of luxurious, yes, I have extra fabric in my sweater type of feel. They call this color camel, but I mean, you can see it's pretty close to freaking identical, more so in person than it's even showing up on camera. The wrists on this are just about the wrist, even sometimes a little higher when I move around, which I adore for showing off jewelry. The length, they say, is a 29-inch measurement. On me, again, that's just a little bit longer, but not tremendously so. This is also sized as a 5'6", not just a 6 by itself. So they have the 000, a 1-2, a 3-4, and the 5'6". For my personal build, I wish this had just a little bit more room in the hip, but it's perfectly fine looking. The sweater does not have pockets. I really miss them. I wish that it did. It might make it look a little too busy in the front with all the extra draping, but I've already worn this sweater a couple times to go out and run errands or watch football or whatever when I wanted to be cozy, and I did feel like pockets were kind of missing from the whole experience. This is recommended for hand wash and line dry, so do bear that in mind if you decide to pick it up. And if you are ready to see the whole look, let's go. I failed to mention in my previous comments that this does have adjustable straps, and it also has fully elastic waist in the front and in the back, so it is pretty comfortable. The last item I have to share with you today, I have some mixed feelings about, partly because of the actual item itself and partly because of my build. So this jacket is pretty straight cut and not terribly long. I hoped that it might actually be short enough to come up over my booty in the back and be like a waist-length jacket, but it's not, and that's okay. I can wear it unfastened, but it's like really shy of fitting around my lower half. From a construction standpoint, the sleeves, again, are way too big for me. The jacket itself is an extremely lightweight single layer of rayon. This is not actually a jacket. Some people in the comments complained about that. But if you live in a warm climate or have a day like today where I've mentioned it's in the upper 80s where I live in the Midwest, even though it's October, this would be a great item to wear in warmer weather if you want to embody the fall colors and the fall spirit, but not dress heavy. So this jacket, as I said, is not lined, and one of the flaws, or one of the things you should note, is the pockets in here are a little bit floppy. If your jacket were to open up, you can see this like lining area, and also the zipper placket has this lining right here to help with where the snaps are fastened. And this got caught up in the zipper when I tried to just zip it up and put it away. So lastly, it's not as bad now because I sprayed it right before trying it on, but this fabric wrinkled extremely easy. It came out of the box really super wrinkled, so I'm sure it's something easily where you could hang it up and spray it and the wrinkles would fall right out. I am not an ironing person, so if you can't spray the wrinkles out of it, I'm pretty much not going to mess with it. So my apologies that this is a little bit rumpled, but let me show you the rest of the jacket. Let's take a look. That is everything I had to show you today. If you enjoyed today's review and you found it useful, please leave me a thumbs up. If you have questions about the items I tried on, or just questions in general, please leave it down below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell if you want to be notified when I post my next video. Bye, y'all.